Hello there, my name's Alan and I'm from Aylesford Pottery here in Kent in England. We produce mainly stoneware thrown pottery in the studio here. Production thrown, so it's lots of the same item over and over again. We supply a lot of restaurants and shops all over the place, but it's predominantly thrown. So what we're going to be showing you today is how to production throw a simple mug shaped pot. This is a pound of clay which I've wedged out nicely. It's very important to get your clay at the right stage. It's if you've got hard lump or air bubbles in your clay, then it makes it much more difficult. So the preparation of the clay is absolutely crucial. So I'm just going to throw one first and then I'm just going to go through it slowly later. So this should take you a minute and a half to make a mug. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing slower, just so you can see my hand positions. I'll find my sponge, there it is. So if that piece of clay on there is dry, then you can whack your next bit of clay straight on top of there. If that's wet, you need to dry it off. So make sure your bit of clay is nice and smooth on the bottom, no dents to give you an air bubble. And you want to throw it on there fairly firm. So you centre your piece of clay, so most of the pressure is coming from this part of my hand there, and the thumb over the top is just flattening it off at the top. Down in the centre, so using two fingers like that, just going down into the centre. Now after years of experience, I know how thick that is, but if you don't know, then you can use a pin just to measure your thickness. Should be about a centimetre thick. Then in the same position, bringing your fingers out quite a long way, and then just concentrate on getting that as flat as possible. So that's actually quite wide now. You'd think that's going to be a bowl or something, but before I do my lift, squash my hands around it like that, and then lift up. So I'm using that part of my knuckle there, and that finger on the inside. Then before I do the outside, I undercut the outside before I do the next lift. And then when I'm doing the next lift, I'm using that knuckle against that finger, but also I'm putting that thumb there. So it's collaring it, helping it stay inwards rather than going out. And that second lift should bring you up to the height, which is that marker there. And then I'm just going to use a bamboo rib just to strain it out and push against it. And that's it. Water out the middle, sponge over the rim, clean any muck off the outside. Wire it off. I put a little undercut there so get your fingers underneath it. I'll do the same again. Whack it on, centre your piece of clay. I do collar it up and down a bit. Finger in the middle, down to a centimetre, out like that. Collar it in a little bit, and then I'm pushing that finger against that finger on the inside. So you're coming up like that. Undercut the outside. Again, knuckle there, thumb this side. Out to the point. That thumb technique feels really difficult when you've never done it before, but when you start making really big pots, like 10, 15 pound, 20 pound in weight, then that finger out there really helps you keeping your pot going up like that rather than going out like a flower pot shape. So it's really worth persevering with that. Okay, so these will be left overnight to dry. We've put them on an absorbent board so that you don't have to keep turning them over. It's a nice thing to buy. You can buy it in most builders' merchants. It's like a fireproof board, but it's absorbent, so it takes the moisture out of the pot as well as the top, so you don't have to turn them all over the next day. So they'll be nice and leather hard in the morning. And the next video we're going to be doing turning these on a chuck, so production turning if you like. So we don't centre each pot on the wheel, we put it on a chuck. It's much quicker way of turning your pots. And then we're going to putting the handles on, firing them and glazing them.